What's going on? What's upper? Came across this video again from Hoop Doc about Brandon Jennings, and now Brandon Jennings versus Jrue Holiday epic battles. And I definitely wanted to check this out because I'm tired of Brandon Jennings. I'm tired of this motherfucker bragging about how good he was in high school, how good he was coming into the NBA. And he's sitting here overrating himself and thinking too highly of himself. Yes, Brandon Jennings was a hooper, but Brandon Jennings wasn't as good as he thinks he was or he makes himself out to be. And he's always got Jrue Holiday in his mouth for some reason. Jrue Holiday is a two-time NBA champion, a defensive player, a very good defensive player, and has averaged double digits in points since his second year in the league. He's played 16 years, so for 15 seasons, he's averaged double-digit points. He's managed to stay healthy and be of value to not just one, two NBA championship teams with Milwaukee and now Boston. So Brandon Jennings, please get off Jrue Holiday's nuts and get off your own nuts. Get over yourself, lame ass nigga. You're not better than Jrue Holiday, and you're not better than anybody, and you weren't better than anybody you came into the NBA with. You had one good game at the start of your NBA career, and that's all you had to hang your hat on. But let's go see what this lame ass nigga's talking about this time.
Arguing with nobody that didn't come into the league like me. I don't care about. Y'all had to wait y'all turn. I don't give a. I had a signature shoe, and I got my team to the playoffs. I don't know where everybody else is at. So y'all go ahead. I don't care about what you did 5-7 years after that.
Yeah, you don't care about what they did 5-7 years after that, nigga, because it's called longevity, nigga, and they still around, and your ass isn't. That's why you don't care about what happened 5-6 years after that. And who gives a fuck if you led the team to the playoffs? Didn't you play with Michael Redd? Maybe Michael Redd was done by that time. But who gives a fuck, nigga? Y'all didn't do shit in the playoffs. And there's a lot of things that factor into that. I don't really know much about the Milwaukee Bucks at that time. And you want to know why? Because they fucking suck. So it didn't fucking matter if y'all went to the playoffs. And what do you mean nobody came in the league like you? Came in the league like what, nigga? Some little ass, skinny ass nigga that can score? That's Allen Iverson, but 10 times better. That's Isaiah Thomas, but 10 times better. Both Isaiah Thomases. Who the fuck does Brandon Jennings think he is, man? The fuck out of here, bro. Then you say, I had a signature shoe. Man, you had on some weak ass Under Armours when they were at the startup. When they were in their startup phase in regards to basketball and basketball gear and basketball shoes. This nigga act like he was out there playing in some Nikes or some Adidas with his own signature shoe. Nigga, he had on some weak ass Under Armours, nigga. That weren't popping until Steph Curry started playing in them. Nobody gave a fuck about Under Armour when you were wearing them. And nigga, really, for real, niggas was looking at you like Under Armour. Man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here with that shit, Steph Curry made it cool and made it make sense to wear Under Armour, nigga. Shut your ass up.
Brandon Jennings recently had a lot to say about the players from his draft class.
So you better than Jrue, you better than Teague, you better than Ty Lawson, you better than
His most talked about statement.
And he's definitely not better than Jeff Teague or Ty Lawson, nigga. Ty Lawson played for the North Carolina Tar Heels, nigga. And I want to say Ty Lawson has a national championship. And if he doesn't, still he played for the North Carolina Tar Heels, nigga. You weren't better than Ty Lawson. You definitely weren't better than Jeff Teague. You weren't a better athlete or basketball player than Jeff Teague.
Him claiming that he was a better player than Jrue Holiday, even though Jrue had the better career. Here's what happened.
Just
I'm
on
talking
talent
about pure
alone.
talent too. I don't give a listen. Just because you ended your career, that don't mean you better than me. You think Jeff Teague's a better basketball player than me? First of all, I might be going higher just because off my workouts. Could nobody fuck with me in my workout just going off careers? I don't think a lot of those players are better than me. So whatever.
Who not better than you? Don't think
This nigga's talking about a workout. Man, we don't give a fuck about no workout, nigga. What did you do on the court when it mattered and counted the most? Nothing. Then you hurt yourself, came back. Few years after that, you were gone, done. You averaged double-digit points for about 5 or 6 years. Because, yes, you're a hooper, Brandon Jennings. You're not as good as you think you are. But you weren't averaging more than 20. We were averaging under 20 points. There was no season where Brandon Jennings averaged 20 points. And I may be wrong, but I'll look it up here in a second. But there is no season when Brandon Jennings averaged 20 points a game. Brandon Jennings' highest career average was 19 in 2011-2012. He averaged double-digit points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. He got hurt, and after that, he was never the same. Kevin Durant tore his Achilles. He ain't missed a beat. So that ain't no fucking excuse. You just weren't that good. Jrue Holiday has averaged double-digit points for 15 years. He's played 16. You played 9 years, only averaged double digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of 9 years, which is decent. But you got nothing on Jrue Holiday. You're not a better basketball player. You're not a smarter basketball player. You're not a more skilled basketball player. And just you're not an overall better basketball player than Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday plays defense. He can score. He uses his body well to finish when he drives to the basket. And he's smarter than you, IQ-wise. Shut the fuck up.
Why better than you?
Jrue Holiday's never been better than me.
Oh yeah, you was busting his ass in high school.
Jrue Holiday has never been better than me. He has a better career. They have better careers than me. They're not better than me. Are you fucking crazy?
But talent?
If we just talking talent, bro, listen. Come on, man. I'm not arguing with no guards that wasn't a franchise guy when they walked into the league. Everybody else that's talking now, I don't give a damn about that shit. Let's talk about when you first got in there. Y'all was on the bench, and I was asking y'all, when the hell y'all gonna get in the game? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Third year, he made it over me because he had Doug Collins as his coach. Doug Collins was over here sending everybody fruit baskets, vote for Jrue Holiday.
That's going to smart coach.
Nah.
Yeah, because it sounds like Doug Collins knows talent. He probably looking at you like, man, yeah, you good, Brandon Jennings, but you ain't, like, he talking about franchise. You wasn't no fucking franchise. You were just the top draft pick that year you came out. And if you think that the Bucks were going to really consider you a franchise player and pay you like that, even if you didn't get hurt, they were going, like Giannis came into the league a few years later. They were going to get their real franchise player and build around that. You were just a piece of the puzzle, nigga. You ain't no fucking franchise player. Shut your ass up. And Doug Collins fuck with Jrue Holiday because he knows talent. And he knows a real basketball player and who can really lead or who can really be an important piece on a good team. Brandon Jennings, that's not you. Jrue Holiday is a player you can put on a good team and he adds value. You're a player that if they put you on a good team, you'll probably be a cancer and be a distraction to that team because you want to shoot the ball a lot and you have a big ass ego and think highly of yourself. So that's why Doug Collins, nigga. Doug Collins is a coach that's been involved with basketball and the NBA longer than you've been alive, nigga. So that's why Doug Collins was doing the shit that he did in regards to Jrue Holiday. Like, looking at you like you a fucking clown. This nigga ain't no, like, real ball player. You a hooper. You ain't no ball player, nigga. You ain't no basketball player.
That sounds like a dick writer.
Brandon and Jrue Holiday played 18 times against each other from 2009 to 2017, with Brandon averaging 17 points and Jrue Holiday averaging 12 points. In their first matchup, Jrue Holiday only played 7 minutes and scored 2 points, while Brandon Jennings was impressive for his NBA debut, scoring 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists.
Jrue Holiday sat out a good part of last season with back problems. That's rookie Jennings. Bucks have never led in this contest. Open is Jennings, and he hit it. Sammy trying to go back to Young. Red unleashing Jennings, and he can fly. Iguodala helped him. Of course, it was while he was with Sacramento, they learned a lot of the Princeton offense. This is
And what the fuck is this supposed to prove? So what if Jrue Holiday, first of all, had 12 points. You had 17. It's not a big difference. What's that? 5 points? What? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 5 points more. And I don't even think Jrue Holiday started the game. And so what, nigga? You came into the league and people knew, you know what I'm saying, who you were basically. And they knew that you were a hooper and gonna be a top draft pick. Jrue Holiday's path was just different. But that don't mean you were better than him because you were playing more than him at the beginning stages of y'all's career. What matters is moving forward. And what type of career did you have? What type of longevity did you have? When you hit your prime, because you're not going to hit your prime the first, second, or third year that you're in the NBA, depending on your age, but Brandon Jennings wasn't. So what did you do in your prime years? Nothing. Jrue Holiday's winning championships, playing great defense and offense, and adding value to good teams and great teams. You're sitting on Gilbert Arenas' couch talking about how good you were in high school. Because this has to be, because they're both from L.A. So this has to be, Jrue Holiday and Brandon Jennings are both from L.A. So this has to be some shit that dates back to when they were in high school. And Brandon Jennings' sensitive ass can't get over it. I'm pretty sure Jrue Holiday one-upped him in high school or something like that. And that's what Brandon Jennings' issue is with him. And that's just my opinion. I don't know that for a fact. But nigga, so what? Because you were playing before, you were playing more minutes than Jrue Holiday. I guess that's what you're talking about. You didn't come in the league like me. So his career has panned out great while yours is in the dirt, 6 feet. Shut your lame ass up, nigga. Jrue Holiday a way better player than Brandon Jennings. And like I said, the first game, you had 17 points. This nigga had, what, 12, he said? That's a 5-point difference, man. Big fucking wow, nigga. Nigga act like he had 29, 30, and Jrue Holiday only had 12. Fuck out of here.
Jennings, the deep deuce. He shoots it. You think it's going in every time. You just have that feeling with it. Jennings getting around Brand. It's a nip and Iguodala 18 and Lou Williams 16. All starters as Jennings hits the 3.
Their best matchup was in November 2012 when Jrue Holiday scored 25 and Jennings finished with 33 points.
Milwaukee at that point, Jrue Holiday committing a turnover here, and we go the other way. Brandon Jennings racing down court. He gets the basket and the foul. Less than 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jrue Holiday free throw line, and that is money. That ties in. Into the fourth quarter we go. Brandon Jennings, how's he doing? He's doing just fine. Pulling on a deep 3. 89 later, it's Jennings splitting the Philly defenders, driving to the rack, bobbling the ball.
Bucks with the advantage here, and Jennings lays in.
In 2013, Jrue arguably had his best games against BJ, finishing with 16 points and 12 assists.
Brandon has Jrue Holiday. Jeremy Pargo will likely see him. He's on a 10-day contract.
Good news is we're only down 3, despite Nick Young. He does.
Just over 9 minutes, second quarter. Jrue Holiday dancing at the top, now shooting. and every ball handler had 2 men on him, and that left Epe open. Had to work awfully hard, and it's Gallagher running ahead of Jennings. Ball picked away. Jrue Holiday took it from Brandon. Reach around behind.
He stripped this nigga. Easy one-on-one defense. Went down and dunked it. And as you see, every possession that they show to Jrue Holiday, he's under control. He's not wasting any movements or doing any extra shit that he doesn't need to. He's knocking down a solid, nice jump shot and making good decisions. And like I said, the most important thing, he's under control and using his basketball IQ. Brandon Jennings is just out there playing off of athleticism and his talent. This nigga's not making plays. He's not really under control. Yeah, he may be under control and he can play at a higher pace. But Jrue Holiday, as you can see, is taking his time, playing at a good pace, only really turning it up and turning it on when he needs to, and making good decisions, nigga. And last but not fucking least, playing defense. As we can see, just stripped Brandon Jennings one-on-one and went down and dunked it. And Brandon Jennings didn't even try to run him down or save the play. He just let it happen. The fuck out of here, Brandon Jennings. That's what Doug Collins was talking about, nigga. Look at the difference in the way they're getting the job done. I'd take Jrue Holiday over Brandon Jennings any day. Just like I take Jalen Brunson over Ja Morant any day. Way better player, way more solid player.
Jrue Holiday.
In 2017, they had their last matchup, where Brandon scored 20 points and Jrue finished with 9 and 7.
Scoring machine is difficult to double him. He's so elusive.
Bring the Knicks within 6 for New Orleans.
Jennings back in. Layup is good.
The ball was pretty much through the cylinder by the time he touched the rim. Point range. The Knicks' 3-point defense has really been poor.
Jennings, because of the success that Houston is having.
O'Quinn with a block. Jennings steps up, and Baker fires it out to Jennings. Jennings launches. That's good.
Baker has to be more of a threat, though.
Jennings drives inside, high off the glass. Points.
See, neither team looking to penetrate and create, just shooting up exactly.
Now you see the difference. And like I said, Brandon Jennings is a hooper. But you see the difference. Brandon Jennings is doing a lot of dribbling, pounding the ball, trying to go one-on-one and shit like that. Jrue Holiday was taking his time, reading the defense, making 1 or 2 good moves, pulling up for a jumper or finishing at the rim. Jrue Holiday's way better than Brandon Jennings, man. Brandon Jennings is doing a lot of inefficient stuff and wasting a lot of movement and energy. And he's just a scorer, man. If Brandon Jennings can't score, he's no good. That's why his career was cut short.
Jennings drives. Nice pull-up from Jennings. Jennings had a strong game offensively. He's got 20 points, 4 assists. He's 8 of 13 from the field.
Before he got hurt, he was still...
And it was just 20 points. And they act like he scored 30, nigga.
I mean, he was a solid point guard. He was good. Like, me and his stats are very comparable. I ain't saying like I was watching him or something. Like, so if he'd be like, nigga, your career wasn't better than mine, I'd be like, I won more than you. But I can say that. But I get what he's saying. But Jrue Holiday? Nah.
Nigga, Jeff Teague has a championship. And Jeff Teague is a smart, athletic, and good basketball player at the guard position. Brandon Jennings isn't as athletic as Jeff Teague. He probably has a better jump shot, but his handle isn't better. His decision making isn't better. His toughness and competitiveness isn't better, or his defense. And like I said, and I want to say Jeff Teague was on the same team as Jrue Holiday when they won in Milwaukee. Yeah. So, man, fuck out of here, Brandon Jennings. Jeff Teague will wash Brandon Jennings, man, in a game if they were to play against each other in their primes. Man, Jeff Teague will wash that little nigga. And he'll probably fuck around dunk on his ass. Fuck out of here. All right, man. All right, I think they just comparing the numbers right here because my guy isn't narrating or saying anything. But yeah, man, I'm glad I watched that video just to see little snippets of the battles between Brandon Jennings and Jrue Holiday. And from what I saw, in my opinion, Jrue Holiday is a way better player than Brandon Jennings. And I would choose, if I didn't know who you motherfuckers were, and I saw both of those highlights, I would choose Jrue Holiday, the nigga that played for the Sixers. That's what I would say. Give me the dude to play for the Sixers. And really the reason why is because, like I said, he was taking his time, being patient on offense, and using his brain. And on top of that, he's playing defense. He stripped this nigga at the top of the key, went down and dunked. That alone to make me choose Jrue Holiday over Brandon Jennings. But yeah, man, I just wanted to check this video out because I was curious as to what it pertained and what it was going to say in regards to Brandon Jennings and Jrue Holiday. And I know that Brandon Jennings always has Jrue Holiday in his mouth. And like I said, it probably stems from something in high school because they're both from LA. But man, Brandon Jennings needs to stop with the bullshit. He needs to cut the shit. And like I said, man, if Brandon Jennings was so good, when he tore his Achilles, he would have still had a long and prosperous career in the NBA. The reason why he didn't is because if Brandon Jennings can't score, then he's no good to a basketball team. He's not going to give you any defense or any great decision making as far as his IQ at the guard position. And he's a point guard, supposedly. Fuck out of here, Brandon Jennings, man.